Hey there, Kaleidoscope Klan. How's everyone doing today? I'm on a roll. I have a lot of things I have to talk about, so I want to just go ahead and get some of these things out. Ashe. How beautiful the sky is. I'm a sky watcher. I love the sky. Anyway, so today I want to talk about, I'm going to be conversing about energy vampires. That's right, energy vampires. How to identify them and how to fucking get them out of your life. I'm not talking about with garlic or by putting, what do you call it? What are you supposed to put in their heart? I forget what it's called. But anyway, no, I'm talking about in reality, we deal with energy vampires. Some of us on a daily basis, unfortunately. Some of us grow up with them. Some of us have them in our family. Some of us have them in school and work. It's normal. Being an energy vampire is kind of like a normal way of being in American society. So, and so there are different ways that you identify energy vampires, okay? So the first one is those people who only reach out to you when they need something. So it's always like a one-way street. You never talk to them any other time. You know that if they contact you, it's because they're wanting something from you, right? So you know that they wouldn't otherwise be reaching out. It's not reciprocal, it's not balanced, it's not something that feeds you, right? So that means that you have to cut these people loose, okay? That is a typical energy vampire. We all know these people who want to take, and that's all they see is taking. It's not about reciprocity. In fact, I have a little story recently, and this, I moved away from Atlanta 5 years ago. 5 years ago. So it's very clear to me who my friends are because I'm connected to them still. They call me, I call them. We have personal conversations. The people that I was close to in Atlanta, it's like, I've invited them to my house, they've invited me to their house, or we've done an excursion or something, okay? Now, I have a lot of people in Atlanta that I serviced a lot, okay? I facilitated my sweat lodge. I was a wellness consultant at a very popular health food and natural foods market. So, I ran all kinds of programs and events there. I was the Hip Hop is Green director in Atlanta. I've done all kinds of stuff, okay? So a lot of people are familiar with me and are used to coming to my events and doing things because I'm always producing stuff for other people. Right, so once I got here, it was like I no longer was connecting to those people. I intentionally, in fact, left Atlanta because there's so many energy vampires, so many people who wanted to eat off of me that didn't want to even patronize me in my business. You know what I mean? They just wanted to take free shit and block real friends from approaching me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I came to Mexico, only stayed in contact with very few people. And out of those very few people, even fewer ended up being solid. So all of this time, I've been here wanting to hold it down, wanting people to visit me as a friend, willing to be of service to other people who are looking out of the States and all that kind of stuff. I really wanted that for people because I wanted it for me, and I'm a loving person. So this is the thing. There were so many people who only contacted me because they were about to come to Mexico all of a sudden. Like, we haven't talked in years. Some people, I never talk to them on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Calling me, talking about, I just got my passport. I'm like, oh, great. You want a tour? You want me to create a tour package for you? And she was like, oh, I guess so. I'm like, okay, that will cost this deposit in order for me to create that for you and to book any dates. And she's like, oh, and then she's like, okay. She agreed, right? For us to have a consultation, she would pay the deposit for it. So we had the and she really was kind of hesitant, like she didn't need a consultation. But I'm like, first of all, I'm not sitting around waiting for you. I was about to go do something with my life. I was about to go travel. So why do you think that I'm excited about you coming to see me? I mean, I didn't say it like that, but I made it clear that I have a business and I'm not interested in having the conversation unless I'm being paid for having the conversation and any services. So even when we talked about what accommodation she's going to have, I was telling her that her cost is going to depend on the level of accommodation she wanted to. Because when people come and they're paying for their experience, they have to have the experience that they want. So I asked her about like the kind of accommodation she said, oh, I don't really need accommodations. I was like, what does that mean? I don't understand that. And then she changed to say like she didn't need anything special. I was like, I know that she is not trying to welcome herself into my place like I haven't indicated that I missed her. I have not invited her anywhere. So anyway, after all of that conversation, do you know that she told me that she talked to some of her tour guide friends and they told her that she shouldn't pay the deposit until something. I'm like, I just said, how dare you? I just blocked her and that was that. So I don't care. But these are the kind of people. Like, bitch, why didn't you call your tour guide friends? Instead of wasting my fucking time having me talk to you about your needs and wants and how I can fulfill those for you. For what? You just wasted my time. So anyway, I won't be doing that again, like having a conversation until the deposit is made. I'm not going to have a conversation. But that is an energy vampire for your ass, okay? Normal. Another kind of energy vampire is a person who downplays your achievements. Right? It's like the opposite of a cheerleader. The devil's advocate. The person who's always trying to burst your bubble, always trying to dim your light. They feel really threatened. So, they might just try to ignore your accomplishments, anything that you do. They might try to change the subject when you're excited. Right? Okay. Yes. These are energy. They're trying to suck the energy out of you. They don't want you to have a high energy. They want you to have a low energy. So they want you to bring it down, right? Where they are. Okay, I'm very familiar with this kind of energy vampire. I had to learn. You have to get away from those kind of people. Okay, number 3. Okay, so this is similar to number 1. As far as, it's still reciprocation, but now it's like they just want to drain your energy, meaning like when you're around them, like you are an energizer bunny for them. Not just like they actually want to take something physical from you, but, like when you're a healer, right? People want to be around you because it's healing to be around you. So you have to be able to, again, decipher who is on the same level as you. You can have an equal energy exchange, or else you're always going to have people who are just trying to get free healing services because it's natural for you. right? So empaths, if you don't call yourself a healer, generally, if you have a lot of compassion and feel for people a lot and or naturally are good at healing, then you're an empath. And this is normal for empaths. Narcissists love empaths, right? Because empaths are always trying to help narcissists, trying to heal narcissists, right? Don't do that. If someone is very low vibration, tell them where to go to get resources to help them. You don't have to be the equalizer. If someone expects you to be that equalizer, or even it could be your fault. You might do it naturally. Get out of that, because as an adult, it's not sustainable. There's too much stress in the world. You have to handle yourself. Okay, number 4, someone who tries to manipulate your gifts for them. So they might be trying to monetize your abilities, trying to, manipulate you, trying to see how they can control you so they can get money. That's in their mind. So it's kind of like a pimp kind of thing, like a spiritual pimp, right? Yeah, someone who just wants to basically act like they own you in some kind of way. That's an energy vampire. That's a kind of codependency, where it's like they're literally attached, at the hip, or they won't get off of you, right? Okay. Number 5, someone who's never there when you need them. It's inconsistent. It's like you're always there for them, and then somehow when you are needing something, you find yourself alone. That person is nowhere to be found. It's not the same as far as the expectations. Okay. And number 6, someone who takes credit for your ideas. Yeah. It's very common, unfortunately. But yeah, when people, when they're close to you, they have access to your brilliance, to your thoughts, and they might try to pretend, be a copycat, try to capture people by actually being you. Okay. Okay, and number 8, people who gossip and defame. Those are all, that's considered black magic, basically, because what you're doing is you're creating illusions around someone, you're projecting. That's real black magic. So people who do that kind of thing, who participate in gossip and defamation, who like to put your name into things, and some people, they don't feel like they're exciting enough, so they have to throw your name in to capitalize off of who you are too. It's another way of getting your energy to feed who they are. Okay, so that's another type of energy vampire. Okay, so I think that pretty much covers very common energy vampires that you might find in your home, at work, in your friendship circle, frenemies, those kinds of things. And some people, like a Debbie Downer kind of person, they might not, it's not conscious necessarily that they're trying to pull you down. They just know that you're not at the same vibration, so they just do what's in their program to do it. So, when you distance yourself, it's not to necessarily be angry or anything. It's just taking control of who you are as an adult, being sovereign, and making choices of what kind of energy you want to associate yourself with. because that energy affects your possibilities for the future. And that's why it's really important to not allow yourself to be around people who are energy drains. Okay, so I hope that, that might have sparked, some ideas in you and help you to identify when you have an energy vampire around. Okay? Very, very important. Except the rain is coming. So, thank you, Kaleidoscope Klan, for imbibing the information. Please let me know what you think about it. Do you have energy vampires in your life? Did you cut people out? If so, good for you. I applaud you. It's a step in being an adult. Boundaries and limitations. Okay, so until next time, I encourage you to continue to embody the sacred transformation. This is Mariposa. Until next time, peace out. Hey there, Kaleidoscope Klan. How's everyone doing? This is Mariposa Ma'at. And I just actually did 2 videos. One on energy vampires, one on spiritual predators. So I felt the need just to come on here, just impromptu and to give some resources related to things you can do to shield yourself and protect yourself from negative spiritual attacks. Okay? First of all, being grounded is really important. I'm sure that you've heard people talking about grounding, taking your shoes off, going into nature and all of those things. Being in nature helps to cleanse energy from us. It absorbs energy off of us. So it's always good to be in nature. Purifying yourself and your space is always important. And you can take that as deep as you like. When you say purify, you can, watch your behaviors, your mouth, watch the people you hang around, watch what you're eating, watch what you're listening to as far as music, watch what enters your home. Make sure your home is clean. Make sure you don't have insects in your home. Make sure that your mirrors are covered when you're sleeping. Make sure that you're prayed up. Make sure that, you can use tools like crystals, sound healing, aromatherapy, breathing exercises, affirmations, exercise. All of these things are things that you can use to raise your vibration. You can use chanting, all different kinds of chants as far as word, sound, power. You can use mudras. There are different hand symbols that attract different kind of energy. There are different kind of yoga postures. Dancing will elevate you. Singing will elevate you. So all of these things are your power, this real magic. I know it seems like a movie, but it's real. It really is real. These are all things that will help you. Herbs, of course. Herbs have certain healing powers. So teas can help. Herb washes are good. Things like Florida water. People use incenses of sacred woods like Palo Santo, or herbs like sage or rosemary or ruda in Spanish, chamomile, mint, all kinds of herbs you can burn and it will purify you. Salt, you can put salt in water, put it under your bed to protect you from certain energies. Yeah, it goes on and on. And these are just off the top of my head. There's so many different things you can do. Visualization, and you can go online and go on YouTube and look at cord cutting rituals, or like if you're trying to disconnect from someone, a cord cutting ritual, or there are certain kinds of meditations that you can do. So the list is endless, okay? And at this point in time, it's something that everyone needs to be able to do, is to tap into your spiritual self and to protect yourself and to keep yourself spiritually clean. Okay? All right, so I just wanted to share that. So I wanted to give one specific instance as far as when someone tried to harvest my energy, and it's happened many times. But I went to a mushroom ceremony, which was in the jungle in the middle of the night. There were only a few people. And I've done ceremonies before, right, where it's like, not a mushroom ceremony, but other plant medicine ceremonies. And, it's like you take the plant medicine and then you have your own personal experience. You go inside of yourself. There was never anyone doing things to other people, right? But at this particular one, I took the most, 3 grams, I guess. And I noticed that the other people didn't take that much. And then during the ceremony, I started having like disturbing thoughts that felt intrusive, like it wasn't natural, like someone was sending me negative projections. And I looked up and the woman had selenite swords. She was standing up and she was like moving the swords around like she was harvesting the energy. And her mother, who was actually there, who had been a very feeble old woman when she came in, she looked like she was like supercharged and really powerful and kind of orgasmic. And it was very scary looking, just like in a movie. And basically I ended the ceremony right away. Like, I had shut that shit down after that, and that's a whole nother story. But in the past, when I was younger, I probably would have watched and not done anything, made myself small. But in this instance, I was like, what is going on? And I was like, no. I blew out my candle. I said I was not going to be involved. And yeah, I blew up the spot. And that's what I'm saying is, you have to stand up for yourself. In order, like, there are going to be times when people are going to try to act like they're your authority, and you need to humble yourself. And I am telling you right now, you do not need to humble yourself. This is not the time to humble yourself. This is the time to, what do they say, stand 10 toes down? 9 toes down. That's so funny. 10 toes down. This is the time to, stand on business, right? Don't let anybody play you for the fool. Don't let anybody play in your face, especially spiritually. Don't be afraid. Spirit has you. And if you're able to catch it, I'm not saying that you don't fight a spiritualist. Don't declare a war per se. Get yourself to safe ground. That's the most important thing. But I am saying, that's where I was in that moment. And I also knew I was taking a chance, because if they wanted to, they could try to come for me, which I did not want. But you have to stand up for yourself. Sometimes you just have to take a chance if someone's violating you. So I just wanted to share that it does happen. There are people who are literally trying to siphon your energy, and they can do it even better if you're in pain. Okay? That's like a known thing. That's why they do sacrifices. That's why they torture people and do different things. Like, they get energy off of people being in pain. So that's why you have to be careful as far as who you allow yourself to be vulnerable to, because they can find out your most vulnerable spots and go and tear you apart, which I've had that happen. So I'm just wanting to really warn people, if you see red flags, take time. Don't continue dealing with people if they are not safe.